All right, everybody, welcome to yet another podcast. Talking here today with the Gooseman Gaming Group. I know we did another one recently on Black Ops, but today we're going to talk about something different. So again, we have Proto and Ruz with you once again.
Yeah, that's me. Yep.
We got to get you a fun, better intro.
You know something? I don't think we even know the name of this podcast yet.
Not yet.
We have the group, the Gooseman Gaming Group, but
I kind of liked what you said earlier. It was like games with the Gooseman Gaming.
No,
Group.
I don't know. I said Gooseman takes on gaming, or
Gooseman takes on gaming, or something like that.
You know, I'll just throw random shit out there. But yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, the man,
come up with a better official name.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But hey, could be it. Who knows? But yeah.
Yeah, it totally could be. So today we're going to take a little bit a step backwards, and we're going to talk about some of the games and things from when we first started playing games that really got us into gaming. You know, every gamer out there probably has those games, those memories that they really cherished, and that no matter what the game was, if it's good or bad, you know, it was their favorite. That's what kind of led them down the path to wanting to continue to play games. We'll start off with that. So Ruz, I'll let you kind of start off with your story. Like, let's start off with the console. What was like your first true
Super Nintendo
console? Really?
Oh yeah. I mean, late 20s. That was the first console that I had. Well, I mean, I was what?
Late 20s.
I'm in my late 20s now.
Well, you're in your late 20s now. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So
I thought you said you got it in your late 20s.
No. But if you talk about, you know, the defining moment of what started me as a gamer, I don't really know if that was a moment, but I remember pretty much as early as memory that I was playing video games, and my mother will tell you that sometimes I would have been getting my diaper changed while playing Super Mario upside down, looking at the TV and just killing, you know? Like, I've been playing for as long as I can remember, literally. Super Nintendo and Super Mario were the first ones, but there's countless games on the Super Nintendo that I loved. Gradius 3, do you know that game, Gradius 3?
No, I do not, actually.
Dude, it is a side-scrolling 2D. Well, obviously it's 2D. Everything was 2D back then, but kind of side-scrolling shooter spaceship. You go into multiple levels, face bosses. I played the shit out of that game, and I have a Super Nintendo emulator on my PC now, and I still play it from time to time. It's awesome. But
well, they just came out with the the SNES Mini, like the retro console.
Yeah, I did see that.
All those games, and a number of my friends have them.
Dude, I might have to pick that up because that was the console for me, and I think I had a Sega as well, but I wasn't really that big into Sega. I was more Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and Nintendo 64. What about you?
So, like, it's kind of tough because, like, I have stories that have been told to me of playing as a kid, but there are certain things you're a little bit older than me, but so I do remember playing like Duck Hunt with my dad on the Super Nintendo, and I remember it very. It's tough because I was really little, so I remember it, but I remember it very vaguely. You know,
yeah.
I remember it being, you know, the Duck Hunt, Super Mario, and just, you know, square controllers. And you know, that was a ton of fun. But I would have to say that the thing that when I really got into gaming and games that I really enjoyed was when I got a PlayStation 1 as a kid. A lot of my friends had Nintendo 64. A lot of people had Sega. I remember people who had Dreamcast. I remember going over to people's places and playing those games. I remember the Super Mario, you know, the GoldenEye, Star Fox, all those like really fun games. But I had a PlayStation, which I loved, and I still have it, you know, to this day, the original. And remember, my dad had gotten Tomb Raider 2. I remember playing Crash Bandicoot, the original, which is, and which, not to get super sidetracked, but the fact that they're, they've remastered the first three Crash Bandicoot games, and I literally am I have the original here. It's just crazy.
Like, you're literally holding it right now?
I'm not holding it right now,
okay.
but it's in my stack of games.
Gotcha.
Underneath in my TV box, in my TV stand. It's just one of those things where it's like, holy crap, having the original and then seeing them remastered, you start to feel a little old. But playing Crash Bandicoot, and then like the game though that I remember playing on PlayStation 1 that I really enjoyed is to this day it's probably one of my top 10 games is Mega Man Legends on PlayStation 1, and that was it. And that, yeah, I'm gonna play it again here pretty soon. It's actually a game I wanna stream. I want to get onto the computer and play it.
Never heard of that one. Well, I mean, I've heard of it, but I've never seen it or anything like that.
Oh, it was great. I loved it. It was one of those things where it's like, for me as a kid, it was a super fun game. People can say whatever they want about the game. There's a lot of games out there that we remember playing as kids that people probably like, remember that game sucked. But it's like, you gotta look at this from the eyes standards.
Compared to today's standards, they could be like, oh, it's terrible.
Yeah, but some people say, will say, oh, that's not the best game that came out on the PlayStation 1. But it's like, okay, yeah, but keep in mind it was also like 7 or 8 years old.
Every game
really made.
When you're that young, you don't go a whole lot into the reviews and the ratings and whatnot. Certain games make an impression on you, no matter how bad they might have been.
Yeah. And and that exact point could be, they could be a topic for a whole other time. But yeah, back in the day, you bought a game, and unless you had friends that played it, I mean, yeah, there were magazines and stuff, but it's nowhere near what it's like today, where like looking at State of Decay 2 coming up, I was excited for it, and now the reviews are coming out, and I'm semi less excited for it. And it's like I haven't had a chance to play it myself. I played State of Decay 1, and so that modern gaming can be a whole 3-hour conversation. But yeah, playing Mega Man Legends is probably where, man, I really, really enjoyed playing that game. A number of other games on PlayStation 2, on the PlayStation 2, before not actually talking about the PlayStation 2. But then I did eventually get the PlayStation 2. And I was a Sony person for a really long time. And I remember playing the Jak and Daxter series on PlayStation 2, and that's probably one of my favorite series. Those games, especially the first 3 ones, were really, really good. They kind of lost their way at the end there with, Naughty Dog. I know they kind of went in a different direction, started doing like the Uncharted and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, they had made Crash Bandicoot, but yeah, PlayStation 2, and then crazy enough, I was probably 12 at the time, I think, and I did not have a brand new gaming system. And actually, technically, I didn't have a brand new gaming system until I got the Xbox One, because I was actually, when I got to college, that's when I actually got an Xbox 360 from a friend.
Oh, I was going to say, you didn't buy it outright? You got it as like a hand-me-down.
It was it was, and I have it here right next to me. It was a really weird situation where my friend was buying. So remember with Xbox 360, they came out with the black editions, a little bit smaller, more sleek. They had the internal. They didn't have like the pop out hard drive anymore. Just more storage. And he had bought one, and he had the old white ones. Like the originals.
I had the white one. Yeah.
And he was like, do you want it? I know you really like it. And I'll sell it to you. And I was like, yeah, sure. And every time I said, like, when do you want your money? Like, or I have the money to pay you. He was like, nah, we'll worry about it later. And then he ended up moving. And even after he had moved, I had said, like, when I saw him, like, dude, I have the money to pay you. Like, I have it with me right now. He was like, don't worry about it. And so I just ended up, that's how I got my Xbox 360.
Pretty much inherited it.
Yeah, but like that was in college, but before that, in high school, because I had the PlayStation 2, but what really turned me on the Xbox was you and Brewmaster, because you guys had Xbox at your house.
Oh yeah.
And I'm sure you remember just as well as I do. We play Xbox a lot.
Oh yeah, that was our thing. That's our thing.
Like come over, like I remember when you guys had that giant before you guys got the projector screen, that giant TV, and playing like I think we played a lot of World of War on that.
Oh, dude, we played everything.
Halo. Oh, God, there's everything on that. You know?
So here's one of my earlier memories as well. Not necessarily in kind of childhood, high school, right? This was before Xbox Live was a thing, and if you wanted to play online against people, you would have to go through some backwards kind of connected to your server and to your internet, and you have to go through a third party server based thing. And I remember playing with one of my childhood friends Halo, the original Halo, on this server thing. It was super laggy, it was really buggy, but we were playing online. And up until that point, the only way to play multiplayer was to play, same screen, split screen, or connect them through a LAN. So at that time, that was awesome, but it was super laggy. And I remember another time, we had one Xbox on the living room upstairs, and we routed a cable down outside, down into the basement to another TV, so we could have 2v2 on Halo, but not have to look at a split screen, right? And we thought we were hot shit. Like, oh yeah, we're really living the dream right now. That was one of my profound memories. Those two things of Halo. Now that you mentioned it.
Yeah, dude, that was a lot. I don't remember if I was there specifically for that.
No, I don't think so.
I don't remember. I think that was on the original Xbox.
Definitely was.
The original.
It definitely, because Xbox Live wasn't a thing.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like you said, that was on the original Xbox. Man, the original. Did you see actually with the original Xbox that they remade the original controller, but for the computer, like
really?
USB. Yeah, the Duke, this enormous controller, and in the middle is an LED screen that does like the original Xbox intro.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it's enormous. Looks really cool. But yeah, I think and then on PlayStation 2, I got a lot of games just by I didn't get a lot of new games, so I really wouldn't. I don't want to say like relied, but I remember playing a lot of the new games over at your house, like new Call of Duties, Halos. I remember when your brother got Halo 3, and I think we were at a party at your place, and he was like, "Dude, I have it, but like we're gonna play it later tonight." And I remember everyone had kind of somewhat dissipated or gone to sleep, and we were like, "We're gonna go play Halo 3."
That's when you break away because no one else is trying to beg for a turn.
Well, exactly. Because I think your brother was like, "Dude, like my cousins really want to play.
Yeah.
But we got to keep it on the down low.
Yep.
We'll play later tonight."
Yep.
And I think it was like probably like midnight. And popped it. It was like, whoa,
Yep.
But then I think a lot of the fun memories that we had playing, was remember in high school where like Guitar Hero 2 became super popular.
Oh yeah.
And that was just obviously that was kind of a flash in the pan idea, but man, was it fun!
Damn, I was playing Guitar Hero.
And then Rock Band doing the full band. Oh god!
Expert level drummer here, right here. Expert level drummer. Just saying.
Well, your brother and I were expert level guitar. I'm
an expert level guitar too. I mean, I'm probably not as good as back then, but back then I could.
Guitar Hero was just so much fun. I remember like we did the tournament in high school, and the other thing I think for me and Guitar Hero was that like we got up to being able to do it on expert level, and I remember like walking to my parents and being like, I actually want to learn to do this for real, and I still play guitar to this day because of it. Like I probably wouldn't have if I hadn't played Guitar Hero.
See, ladies and gentlemen, a real life benefit to gaming. Boom.
Yeah. Oh man, there's a lot of real life benefits.
I think
to
that's
gaming.
Probably what got Steve to learning guitar as well. I don't think he quite.
Yeah, we were on the same path because we used to practice together.
Yes, yeah, he definitely started practicing and did it for a bit. I don't know how much he does it now, but
I don't think he does it a lot. I've asked him. I don't think he plays a lot now.
He should.
Yeah, he should, but I think he kind of fell off a little bit. But which I understand. I mean, things are busy. It's hard to stay with everything going on with a lot of hobbies. It's difficult to stay on. But like I try to play at least every other day. Yeah. Go through the riffs and the songs and the techniques. And
good stuff.
That I like.
So let me ask you this, right?
Yeah.
Up until a certain point in your life, you were PlayStation, and all of a sudden your life veered to Xbox. What do you think was the defining kind of, oh, you know what? I'm not necessarily a PlayStation guy anymore. I'm an Xbox.
Honestly, it was social. It was a
Okay.
social influence. Everybody who I knew who was playing video games was playing on the Xbox. Which, when we look at back in the previous generation, Xbox 360 was beating out the PlayStation 3. Obviously, it's reversed now. But everyone who I knew everyone who knew some of my roommates, some of my roommates in college, Xbox. You and your brother, Xbox.
Yep.
Wheeze, Xbox. Another one of my friends who was really, really into Halo, Xbox. So it just was a social thing.
Well,
where I was like, I want to play with my friends. I do enjoy the Xbox. I think it's, I really like the controllers. I think they're a better controller than the PlayStation controllers. But it was a social thing. It was like, I want to play with my friends, and they all have Xboxes, and I'm going to play with them.
Well, and that's gaming in a nutshell, really. I mean, the games then and of themselves are fun, but there's a huge social element to it,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, even like right now, I have a number of friends who have PlayStation 4, and it's like, I mean, it was one of those things where it's like, if all of my friends who are on Xbox like didn't, maybe they had stepped away from playing games as often, or I would be like, yeah, I'd get a PlayStation 4 so I can play with them.
Yeah.
I'm not a fanboy. I mean, I definitely, when the PS4 and the Xbox One came out, I was going to get the Xbox One, and through playing the Xbox 360, people can yell at me or think that I'm wrong or whatever. But like, I do think the interface on the Xbox 360 is, I don't know, I'm a pretty visual person, and like, I've played my friend's PlayStation 4 a number of times, and I find it simpler to use an Xbox like home screen.
Yeah.
I like the controllers better. I just overall like the console better. I mean, that doesn't mean I wouldn't, I hate the PlayStation 4. Yeah, it's fine. I could totally use this and play with this, and that'd be fine. But
yeah, I will say though, for me personally, it was the controllers that were the deciding factor. Because I had a PlayStation 2 back in the day. So I had an Xbox 360 and a PlayStation 2. And after a while, I was like, this is silly having two consoles. But holding the controllers, the PlayStation did not feel nearly as comfortable as the Xbox.
Oh yeah.
For me, it was purely like, I want to hold something that is comfortable and I enjoy playing with and whatnot. In Xbox, that was it for me. And an added bonus is everybody else was on it as well, so that was great. And the rest is history.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you. It's just, the controllers are better. I mean, that's why I think we see like a lot of like, even like you look at the Wii and the Wii U and the Switch.
Yeah.
But no, I'm saying like they model their Pro controllers after the way of the Xbox controller. The PlayStation controllers are just not as, they've gotten better. Like the PlayStation 3 ones were just a tiny step up from PlayStation 2.
I don't know.
PlayStation 4 is fine. Like, I can use them, but I prefer the Xbox.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
Yep.
But yeah, I think another, we keep kind of bouncing back and forth between now, where we are now and where we were. But like, another thing that really cemented me in gaming was Star Wars games, Star Wars Galaxies. I played through middle school and in high school, which was an MMO sandbox. And if anyone listening has played Star Wars Galaxies, it wasn't a huge game because it went through a lot of controversy, but man, did I have fun. But just because it was like really in depth and detailed, and then they altered everything to kind of try to compete with World of Warcraft. And
so
man, did I love playing. It was on PC.
Yeah,
it was on PC.
That's why I'm like, I'm trying to think, but I'm drawing a blank though.
Yeah, it was an MMO. It's like, pay $15 a month, you subscribe to playing it, like, but it was a game that like I remember just sinking hours into and truly feeling like I was in a Star Wars world. And actually later on in college, I did start playing World of Warcraft, and I loved because Star Wars Galaxies
went down
died.
the rabbit hole.
Well, Star Wars Galaxies died, and I played World of Warcraft in
and
college.
You survived.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was fine.
You're alive to tell the tale.
Yeah, I still did fine in school. Like, I managed it and did everything. Yeah,
I've never played
Warcraft. It was fun.
I've never played World of Warcraft only because I was afraid of just getting sucked in, and I have a tendency to do that with some games. I did not want to get just completely lost.
See, I I would love to play it again. Like I'm debating, buying Battle of Azeroth and getting my characters back up. The new expansion, because the new expansion looks good, but like then I think to myself, I'm like, well, that comes out in August. We're going to be playing a lot of the console games that are coming out later then. So I'm like, I'm probably not going to get to put the time in. I was playing World of Warcraft so much because I also I wasn't really playing a lot of Xbox 360 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
We were, I remember we were playing a ton of Black Ops, but then it went to like Modern Warfare 3, I think after that. Then we just weren't playing a lot of console. It just wasn't happening. And I played all the time I went into gaming I had was towards World of Warcraft.
Yeah. So, well, you go through these phases. I go through the phases. You go through phases of, I'm going to play this one game or this one console or this one platform or whatever. But what's your phase right now?
Phase right now is definitely into the battle royale. And I'm getting to a point though, like with it, where I'm trying to find a little bit more balance to play some single player games because I do want to play through those. I have a number of them that I'm backed up on that I really want to play. Them and really good, but I do enjoy playing PUBG. I do enjoy playing, Call of Duty. But in terms of like single player, replaying Doom, the new one, which is such a fantastic game.
You're mostly a first person shooter kind of guy then.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really super get into like the RPGs just because sometimes I feel like I don't have the time.
Yeah.
Where the Skyrims, like I've played Skyrim, I just wasn't sucked into it like a lot of people were. I've played Fallout.
Yeah.
Those and probably
those type of games, those RPGs like Fallout, Skyrim, Brewmaster, my brother, he loves. Those are his Far Cry. Those games where you have a central story, but then you have side missions you can complete in a huge world. Holy shit, I can't do that.
I've been doing Far Cry 5, and I do really think it's really good. I think it's a lot of fun. But yeah, your brother, man, he does everything in those.
He lives for those games.
I've sat and hung out with him and watched him play. I like to watch him play those. I think it's just because you should
contribute to the channel.
Well, we should. We should. I know he's busy. He travels all the time.
Oh, I know. No, I know. But that's for another topic. Yeah.
When we're doing a lot of PUBG, he'd be like, "Yeah, dude, I'm in a hotel this week, different hotel that week, then hotel." He just bring his Xbox, because he's like, "I'm alone in a hotel room."
Essentials, man. When I flew back home from Texas and from Seattle here, in my carry-on would be my Xbox. It's an essential piece of equipment.
Yeah, I would bring. If I traveled a ton, I'd probably get this Nintendo Switch.
Well, yeah.
If I was like alone,
that would be handy
and,
for sure.
I'd play like the Zelda,
or maybe one of those miniature Super Nintendo consoles.
You could do that as well.
Hey,
you could definitely do that as well.
Right?
But yeah, not to get too far off topic, but the social aspect of gaming is what really kind of kept going through high school, because I did rely on like other people to play their consoles because I didn't really have my own.
Yep.
I had PlayStation, and I played a lot of PlayStation games through it, but just the newer what was going on was through that
shit.
Yep. But gaming overall has always something that's just been super. It's kind of cliche, but it's been super fun. But it's also been just a hobby, and it's really been a hobby and a stress relief and a way to kind of just tell a story. And it's really been cool to see that over the years how gaming has evolved from into a true. It really is an art form. You look at games like the most recent, like God of War. It's like this game is a piece of art.
Can you imagine what it's gonna be like 20, 30 years from now?
I don't know, but the industry is worth so much. Like the industry for gaming is actually worth more than like the movie industry.
Dude, it's insane. Like how far we've come in our lifetime.
Well, let alone like the generation behind us, like our parents who saw like the first games come to life, and then
Pong.
There was
on the TV.
There was another game before that. I have an original Atari too with Galaga. No, not Galaga, Space Invader. Sorry. It's amazing to see where it's come from, and it's amazing to see where it will go. I think I also think that we're seeing, and we'll definitely cover this in a future podcast because we could again talk for hours on that, is esports.
Oh yeah.
Where
Yeah.
I think esports are really, really cool. I think these guys are great competitors. I think there needs to be a lot of changes in esports in order to keep it alive. Not that it's dying, but I could understand why people would be nervous about maybe their kids pursuing it. Because I do see a lot of unhealthy behavior in it, and it's you could argue like against unhealthy behavior in sports, but it's different. That's a whole other topic.
Well, sports is more physical, and you can argue that it has a physical benefit to it in training your body versus esports. It's very much a mind thing, but you're just sitting around most of the time.
Well, I think the biggest thing about esports is also like to see where it's come and where it is that esports. I don't think people who play video games for a living in esports. They shouldn't be called athletes because you're not an athlete.
No,
I'm sorry,
I would agree with that. Yeah.
But you are a competitor.
Sure.
And you practice your craft. And yes, you are a competitor. You are not an athlete, though.
Right. I think athletes are very physical in nature.
Yeah. I think that and some of them are in very good shape. Some of them, see, the guys who like truly like understand like, hey, I do play video games for a living, but I do need to take care of myself.
Sure.
Those are the guys that really need to be the leaders of esports. Sometimes you get people who are just like, who have no personality, who you can tell just sit on their ass playing all day, and they try to get these guys in interviews. And I can imagine being a parent, from a bit of an older generation, looking at this and being like, is this what I want my kid doing?
Yeah.
It's different looking at someone like yeah, it's like if you look at someone like Tom Brady, your kid idolizes Tom Brady, you're going to feel a bit better about yourself. So I think there is that layer to it that needs to change. But we'll dive more into that in the podcast. So that's a whole like itself.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, that'd be a good conversation. But it's amazing to see where it's come. Where I remember just like little tournaments coming up, and now we have like high schools getting into it. It's amazing to see that because we used to, like to your point, split screen. Split screen was the only way. Like GoldenEye. Oh my god, like playing GoldenEye multiplayer. Holy shit.
Yep. Oh, I remember way many memories of playing GoldenEye. Good times.
A lot of rage. It was the first like rage quitting.
You're screen watching me, asshole. Like I had no choice. You're right next to my screen.
No screen peeking, you fuck.
And whoever said that they weren't screen watching was a lying piece of shit.
Oh yeah. Remember, like you see those pictures of people putting up cardboard, so you like one person into the car.
I thought about doing it. I never did that, but you had to do what you got to do.
Yeah. The other thing, actually, I forgot the game I was going to mention that I think is why it probably set me down. Growing up, my parents would ask me like, why are you so into metal? And I'm like, well,
metal.
I remember being
like music.
Okay. Like music, metal,
not the metal material.
No, metal and music. And I was like, well, I remember playing Twisted Metal 2 when I was 5. I wonder why.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever played that game with the intro, and it's just a heavy metal riff, and this clown laughing. I remember being 5 years old, being like, "Oh my god, this is fucking awesome."
Twisted Metal, you say? I'm gonna YouTube that intro.
Twisted Metal 2 intro. YouTube it right now.
Well, I'm not gonna YouTube right now. I'm gonna write it down, and then when I have a moment, when we're done. Twisted.
Oh god, this sweet tooth is like. The guitar, oh my god, it's so awesome. To this day, it gets me jazzed up. I played it a couple months ago with a friend. We were having beers, like, just play Twisted Metal 2. Okay, we were just, it was so much fun.
Yeah.
The controls and the frame rate. We actually, because he has a PlayStation 3 that's backwards compatible, so it was on that. This is a PlayStation 1 game, and the frame rate kept like really dropping and lagging, and especially on Twisted Metal 3. 2 was pretty good, but like, damn. Controls, no joysticks. It's all original D-pad.
Oh, nice. Yeah, excellent.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah, dude, so much fun. But yeah, I mean, there's probably 1,000 other games played growing up that we could get into. I remember getting my ass kicked by you guys in Call of Duty, and now it's the other way around.
Well, of course, because we're self-proclaimed champions of the world. Obviously.
I remember just being like, I think your brother was like always sniping, and I would walk out dead. I'm like, God damn it!
But yeah, no, he is a next level gamer. And when he puts his mind to a game, he will destroy you.
Oh yeah, he doesn't play a lot of shooters anymore.
Not
in terms of
really.
Like, Call of Duty.
No, he's more.
He was really good. He just doesn't. I think we might be able to convince him to go into Black Ops 4.
Well, I'll have him listen to this podcast, and then he'll see how much we glorify him, and then he'll be like, "Damn, I gotta make a comeback."
Yeah, I think because with the new Black Ops 4 stuff, with like the blackout mode, I think he'll get into that.
Oh, that would be. Oh man, I know we talked about it last podcast, but I am pumped about this.
I know, dude. I'm so excited. I'm so fucking excited.
Wow.
All right, dude. Well, I think we just hit the 30-minute mark, so we will wrap up on that. So to wrap up, so if you had to pick from all the games you played, what would be your absolute favorite?
Oh God,
memory?
You're asking me this question, really? Jesus.
Yeah, one. Had to pick one that you were like,
God.
like I'm taking. Like if I could go back and play that game right now, what would it be?
Fuck. Are you talking about like Super Nintendo era, like toddler era,
any game,
or high school?
any
Oh
game.
God.
Any game.
Jesus.
Any game that you have.
I can't put one singular answer to it, but I will say for Super Nintendo it was Gradius 3. For Nintendo 64 it was. It's got to be Super Smash Brothers or Mario Kart. Social element right there. For the Xbox 360, have you ever heard of Bloodwake?
No.
Oh,
I think I might have watched you play
weaponized speedboats and boats. It was so much fun.
Ooh.
YouTube it. It was a lot of fun, and if they ever come out with a remaster, I will buy it instantly. Bloodwake for Xbox. And right now, I'm kind of going through a PC phase where I play a lot of Skylines, RimWorld, PUBG with you guys, and Call of Duty. So, I don't know. I know I didn't really answer your question, but
Oh yeah, no, you did. I just thought two other games that we didn't mention that I played this so much as a kid. Shit. All right, so I'll run through mine real quick. I have to say, like, PlayStation 1, Mega Man Legends, and Mega Man Legends, and Twisted Metal 2, because I played that so much with my dad, too, and that was a lot of fun memories from that. But like, I really, really loved Mega Man Legends. PlayStation 2 was a Jack and Daxter series for me. Xbox 360, I'd probably have to say by the time that I truly got one that I was playing on all the time was probably Black Ops 1 with everybody.
Oh yeah.
Xbox One, I don't know, man. I have so many games on it that are all really, really fun. It'd be really hard to pick.
Name a couple of them.
Oh yeah, man.
Just so the viewers can get a taste of.
Oh, I forgot about the Assassin's Creed series on Assassin's Creed 2.
And so many.
Oh man, I've really loved the next gen Tomb Raiders. The Wolfensteins have been great. Doom has been great. The Halo Master Chief collection came with my actual. That was a lot of. Oh man, a lot of good stuff on there. I'd have to say on the computer, probably World of Warcraft. But like going back to when I was a kid playing computer, Civilization 3.
Yep.
And original StarCraft.
Oh yeah. Yep.
A lot of fun. A lot of fun playing that, and Age of Empires too. Probably those three on the computer.
Yep.
Probably, yeah.
Nice.
All right, well, we will wrap it up.
Yeah, man. Cool.
So, guys, if you like the video, you want to hear more, join us in the conversation. Leave a comment down below. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it, do whatever you want. Stay tuned.
Tell us what your favorite games have been over the years.
Yeah, tell us what your favorite games have been over the no wrong answer. E.T. on Atari. So yeah, guys, so stay tuned for some more videos. It's been the Gooseman Gaming Group with Proto and Ruz, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
Cool, man. See ya.
Peace.